How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Mike Bachman here. Thank you so much for watching the video. Before it starts, just want to let you know that this is a clip from a previous radio show that I've done back on February 29th, where I'm recapping, analyzing, as well as providing you with my key takeaways from the Wilder Fury 2 fight. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you could please like this video as well as subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys in the near future.
Let's talk about the Wilder Fury 2 fight. And before we actually get into the analysis of the fight itself and my key takeaways, this fight was the biggest boxing match in 20 years. A lot of hype surrounding it. And it's safe to say that it lived up to it. In the end, it was Tyson Fury who was victorious, defeating Deontay Wilder in the 7th round by TKO. And I had picked Deontay Wilder to win on points. Thought that the fight had a good shot of going to the distance, just because both guys were used to the way that they boxed against each other. But Tyson Fury, in the end, knocking out Deontay Wilder in the 7th round. So congratulations to Tyson Fury. But let's talk about the walkouts. So Tyson Fury was carried out on a throne. He had his crown on. He had his walkout song. He was walking out to Patsy Cline. And he's just sitting on his throne and basking in that moment. It was really a sight. So he walked out first. And then Deontay Wilder walks out. Deontay Wilder had spent $40,000 on his walkout. So we were expecting something pretty extravagant, and I think that we got that. He paid tribute to Black History Month. We saw, as he walked out, various African-American figures in society. We saw those like Harriet Tubman, Jackie Robinson, just to name a few. And rapper D-Smoke walked him out. And Deontay Wilder was wearing this apparatus, it seemed, in his upper body, in this mask. It looked like something out of the WWE. The walkouts were great, really added to the hype, and then it was on from there. But in the fight itself, there's not one moment that you could say Deontay Wilder won this fight. The first 2 rounds were pretty close. Wilder was landing some shots. Tyson Fury would come back and land shots of his own. It was pretty evenly matched. But the 3rd round is when that narrative changed, and Tyson Fury just became too much for Deontay Wilder. Fury struck Wilder in the side of the head, knocked him to the mat. It was the first time Deontay Wilder had ever hit the ground in a boxing match. So from then on, he is put in a vulnerable position, something that he is not used to. We're so used to seeing Deontay Wilder being so dominant. And a lot of people were saying that this blow to the back of the head was illegal. But if you look back at the tape, Tyson Fury, when he was winding up to deliver the blow, Deontay Wilder kind of turned his head, so it was unintentional to the side, closer to the back of the head. But from then on, Deontay Wilder was not the same person. He looked lost. He looked confused. He became very weak. And as we saw at the end of the 3rd round, his ear's starting to bleed. A lot of people were saying he might have ruptured an eardrum. Deontay Wilder couldn't even stand. Tyson Fury knocked him down a couple more times in the later rounds, but I think a lot of it just was attributed to the lack of equilibrium that Deontay Wilder had, and he was unable to land any shots. He lost his strength in his knees and his legs, so Deontay Wilder uses a lot of that power from his legs. He's not able to deliver the shots that we're used to seeing because of that. And Tyson Fury taking advantage of Deontay Wilder in this position. Throughout the rounds, he would just wrap him up, tire him out, and it ultimately secured him the win. My key takeaways from this fight: Tyson Fury reclaimed his power, and he now sits at the top of the throne in the heavyweight division. And what a story it was for Tyson Fury. For his size, he is the most versatile boxer I have ever seen. At 6'8", 275 pounds, he is extremely quick. The way he's able to evade these hits is pretty remarkable at his size. I mean, you could even see Deontay Wilder trying to land punches. Tyson Fury takes him like a champ. And Deontay Wilder could have easily changed the narrative at any point in this fight just because he is so powerful. So it didn't matter. If Deontay Wilder landed one of his punches, it could have totally changed the outcome of this fight. We could have seen a couple more rounds. Could have been totally different, but he was unable to do so because of the versatility of Tyson Fury and just the fact that he was drained. He had nothing left in the tank. And Tyson Fury was able to expose those weaknesses in Deontay Wilder. So we see Deontay Wilder now in this position, but there's been a lot of conversation discussing Mark Breland. Mark Breland was in Deontay Wilder's corner, who actually stopped the fight, threw in the towel, which, by the way, a side note, I didn't realize that phrase, throwing in the towel, like, that was an actual thing. Like, in boxing, if your corner wants to stop the fight, they actually throw in the towel. So that's something that I didn't know. I was kind of just mind blown for a second. But Mark Breland deserves all of the credit in the world for stopping this fight. He risked not only his relationship with Deontay Wilder, but he risked his job, because Deontay Wilder is one of those guys where he would die in the ring. As he said in his post-fight interview, he wanted to go out on his shield. He's a warrior, and I can respect that. But Mark Breland throwing in the towel and being there for Deontay Wilder in that moment, having the courage to do that, he deserves all of the credit in the world. And I think that his personal experiences as a boxer may have contributed to his intention of throwing in the towel. And it shows that he just genuinely cares about the well-being of Deontay Wilder, because Wilder was not right. He could not stand. And if this fight went on 3-4 more rounds, who knows what could have happened to Deontay Wilder. Could have had long-lasting injuries. So props to Mark Breland for this. And I want to now point to JD's, who is Deontay Wilder's trainer. He publicly came out saying that he disagreed with Mark Breland's decision to throw in the towel. And now this is where we see JD's, who doesn't have the experience in boxing as a fighter. Mark Breland does. We see a guy who used to be in the ring versus a guy who has not. But at the same time, if you go back into that fight and you look in between the rounds, right? It doesn't seem like Mark Breland is delivering any information to Deontay Wilder. You look in Tyson Fury's corner, and his trainer and his corner, they're demonstrating different positions. They're really trying to deliver as much information to him as possible. Deontay Wilder's corner is not. Fury was engaged. Wilder was not. So possibly point a little bit of fault there, because Deontay Wilder was not getting delivered any information. At least talk to him. Ask how he is. Or say, you got to show me something in this next round. If you don't show me something in this next round, that's it. We're thrown in the towel. But you have to show me something. Otherwise, we are not continuing to go on. And now, Wilder wanted to give no excuses, but he points to that apparatus in his walkout for weakening him in his legs. And that's why he lost the fight. I just think it's a low. Maybe it could have. I don't have that experience. But you don't want to give excuses, and then that's one of the worst excuses that you could possibly give. But then that also points to, what about Fury Joshua, which would be the biggest fight in Great Britain's history? Two of the best heavyweights, both English. We would love to see this fight in Britain, but Saudi Arabia has all the money on the table. They have $200 million to host this fight, and more times than not, it is about the money. But if you want to appeal to the boxing fans, it should be in the UK or the US. Have it at Wembley. It would be a spectacle to see these two athletes go at it. So we'll see what happens with that. More information, I'm sure, will be delivered. So we will keep you up to date on that.